there is a yoga pose for everything. Like literally, it's so funny. But when I have like stomach problems, I look like fart positions,
Oh my gosh, period. No, that's so, yeah.
and then like do those asanas too.
Oh
Like
my gosh. She's doing toot yoga.
so funny. But
I
yeah,
love
there is
that.
actually yoga for everything. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Casual Kura. My name is Richa.
And I'm Vishali.
And Casual Kura is a podcast where we casually talk about our life experiences as Nepali American women. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about self care. I think this topic is so close to both of our hearts, and
Yes.
it's time that we bring it up and we talk about it in very deep sense and how our journeys have been through um, about self-care. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're going to talk about everything self-care related.
Yeah. And
Yay.
trust me, it has been a journey to
It
find self
has.
care. And I feel like growing up, self care was not like a thing that was very present in my life. I think,
Same.
in my young days, everything. I mean, also when you're young, I don't even know how important self care is because you're a child who's just going around playing. But I think for me, it just recently started being something that I actually practice and allotted time for myself
Mm-hmm.
to engage
Mm-hmm.
in.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, what about you growing up? Was self care like in
Same.
your mind when you
Yeah,
were
I
like in
mean,
high
it was
school?
non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally non-existent. I think it came very late. I think well, while I was in college or after college, I really started to like prioritizing
Mm-hmm.
self-care. And even then, like getting introduced to self-care and like the journey it has been through has like recently I have this, I don't know, like this change and approach of um taking self-care has changed a lot, but we'll get to that later. Like let's talk about what's self-care to you, like.
Yeah. Um, I think self care to me, it's just when you spend time doing something that not only makes you happy but also relaxes you from the everyday.
Uh-huh.
Um, so for me, that's just taking time to breathe and to journal and to just spend time with myself in my room with a candle. There has to be a
Amazing.
candle. There has to be a candle on at some point.
Beautiful. I think, yeah. I think that like something that like really energizes you and then gives a break from the daily life too,
Yeah.
yeah.
What
I-
about you?
For me, I feel like self-care and it has come to me recently, and I feel like it's time for me to really be present with myself. And those activities, whatever I do, it really has to be like very present. Like I think journaling really makes you present of
Yeah.
your thoughts, and you're like
Yeah.
really going through your thoughts through writing, or it has to be meditation, or that like something that really makes you present, even like taking a shower or breathing for a bit, like it makes you really present.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm approaching self-care as time to be really present with you, because often we ignore that time, and like the tasks you do are like more important than
Yeah.
like you yourself. And yeah, it has like change, like that change has
Yeah.
come to me.
Yeah.
um yeah, let's talk about like how our journey has been. like
Yeah.
like when you first started like self-care, like what was your thoughts, or like what was your approach towards
Yeah.
self-care?
When did I start taking self-care seriously? I think it was maybe I want to say like 5, 6 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I think it started because I realized that there was so much time that I had that I wasn't really doing anything with that time. So I
Uh-huh.
thought, you hear all these things about, meditating and,
Yeah.
like breathing like you mentioned. So I thought, okay, let me try doing this. And I ended up really enjoying it, and
Uh-huh.
I would do a lot of yoga and breathing exercises back then.
Uh-huh.
And I realized that it made me feel really good, and it helped me be, like you mentioned, more present. Journaling is something that I always have done throughout my entire life.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, my parents have journals from when I'm like 6, but
Hmm.
that I think even though I didn't know it back then, that was also a form of me taking care of
Yeah,
myself.
exactly.
And I think when I spend more time, allotting parts of my day to spending time with myself and like to undergoing these practices,
Hmm.
I also realized that I started to love myself a little more. And I think that's just, it's synonymous. Like, you can't take those two apart because when you're taking care of yourself, you're also like
Yeah,
showing yourself love.
exactly.
And yeah, and then I've been doing the same almost routine for the past several years because
Uh-huh.
it's just things that make me feel happy and more present.
Beautiful.
Yeah, how about you?
I think it started like you, like with yoga, and it's my mom, I think, that gave me
Yeah,
introduction
yeah.
to like, yeah, and at that time, I think she was like so into like Ramdev. I don't know if you guys know what Ramdev yoga and like doing like a lot of breathing exercises. I think that was
What is round yoga?
Ramdev is a yogi from India. Is a like a very popular
Oh,
yogi.
okay, okay.
Yeah, and his videos in YouTube are like
Oh my
so popular.
gosh. Wait, I love that.
Yeah, but it actually I like it, and there is like solution for everything. Like if you have like my mom, she's having like bone problems right now, and she's
There's
like,
a yoga pose for
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Like there is a yoga pose for everything. Like literally, it's so funny. But when I have like stomach problems, I look like fart positions,
Oh my gosh, period. No, that's so, yeah.
and then like do those asanas to
Oh
like.
my gosh. She's doing toot yoga.
So funny. But
I
yeah,
love
there is
that.
actually yoga for everything. Like, and that
Yeah.
was like my, cause I like don't like going to hospitals that much, and I
Yeah.
like to like first like
Try to
within
take care
myself
of
try
yourself.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, take care, take those herbal, or like drink a lot of hot water, or like like take all the
Hmm.
home remedies, and if it doesn't work then go to the hospital. So like that was like my go-to thing to like, oh, if something happens, then Google like
Oh
what's the
my
yoga for this.
gosh. That is so interesting.
Yeah, so I think that was like my mom introducing like yoga and
Mm.
breathing exercises to me. I think that's how it started. And it was like, I think my approach to it was like, oh, if there's a problem, like what do I do, like
Right.
to, yeah,
Okay.
I think that's how it started. And I think like later when I actually like started freelancing, or like like I really needed to, I was so conscious that, hey, I really need to do something
Hmm.
beginning of my day, so that like it fuels me all day
Yeah.
to, so I feel like I was approaching it like a problem tackling, like, okay, I have to like,
Interesting.
yeah, and what do those successful people do to like have this like
Okay.
amazing day for them, or productive day, like how are they so successful. And
Yeah.
then like I started to like look at routines, like people's routine, and like, okay, they wake up at 5 a.m. and then they go to the gym, like they
Did that work for
yeah.
you? Like other
So
people's
yeah, so
routines?
I tried it, like, but it always like burns me out,
Mhm.
because okay, this is all supposed to help me, like it worked for
Yeah.
them, but like why is not
Yeah.
working? So it was
Yeah.
like very like a self-care journey was also a thing for me. Like I think it was like a, how do I be productive was like the problem I was trying to tackle,
Mm.
while I was just at home and like working by myself.
Mhm.
So started trying all of these things, but it would like, probably I would like do it for a week, and I will have like crash days.
Oh, so
Yeah,
okay.
and then like it really like it's working for them, but why it's not working for me?
Yeah.
And it has come to me recently that, and it has like slowly, I think it's like coming to me as I'm trying, but it's actually not the way to approach self-care at
Mm.
all. Like, yeah, maybe it works for them, but you are your own person. And
Real.
rather than obsessing over activities like, oh, going for a run in the morning, like that worked for that person, so it's going to work for me. So, like, me obsessing over, okay, having like this run in the morning is like the most important thing. And I'm
Yeah.
like obsessing over it. It
Yeah.
really like doesn't
Doesn't help.
help.
Yeah.
Um, because activities are there to just help you. Like, these are just the options that are laid around, and
Yeah.
you have option to pick what you
Right.
actually need at that time. So like, this really came to me recently, that being present and really asking me how I am feeling.
Real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
I
am
think
I
we don't do that as
yeah,
often as we should.
how am I feeling? Like, I start my mornings by really being present, and what do I need? Like, okay, I need to really wake myself up. So taking a cold shower, like, that's the
Mhm.
thing that I should do.
Mhm.
Like, really being present and really asking, rather than being automated about, okay, I have to wake up at 5 a.m., go for a
Mhm.
run and do
Mhm.
this. Like,
Mhm.
rather than like obsessing over activities, like
Mhm.
really being present and
Yeah.
asking, what do you need? Okay, like, today I really need to sit with my thoughts. Like, I'm just gonna
Right.
sit in my bed, like, listen nature sounds, or just in
Yeah.
silent listen to my thoughts and stay, like, be with me. Like,
Yeah.
maybe that is what you need, and it changes. Like, it's like, we
Changes.
are, like, yeah, like, we are evolving. Like, everything around us is changing, and the activities you need throughout the day is gonna change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I
like, really embracing that, and I think that has, like, been the change that has come to me, how I approach self-care.
Mhm.
So I think I really wanted to share this, so that's why I sparked this conversation about, like,
Yeah.
self-care, because I think this is very important for people to know, like, how
Yeah.
to actually approach
Yeah,
self-care.
and I really like that you brought up the fact that it's different for everyone because
Hmm.
nowadays you go on social media and you see these Instagram reels or these YouTube videos of these influencers and creators and they're talking about their day and they're like, "Yeah, I wake up at 5 a.m. and then I go to the gym and
Yeah.
then I drink my matcha and then I come back and do yoga and then I do Pilates." And it's just like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
It's just so much going on and I think for a very long period of time I was very similar to you in the sense of I thought to myself, okay, in order to have my life together, I need to wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I need to go for that morning run. I need to
Mhm.
go to the gym. And very similarly, you get burned out. And I
Yeah.
think it's important to recognize that obviously everyone has different ways of taking care of themselves and everyone feels good through different things.
Yeah,
So for me,
exactly.
you could not have me take a cold shower in the morning. I'm sorry. I think I would be miserable for the rest of the day if I did that.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's more so little routines, I think, that are super important. And obviously, these routines are different for you. It's a cold shower for me. It's being able to sit down and eat breakfast without rushing,
Mhm, mhm.
And I think, on the topic of routines in particular, everyone has their different routines, of course. But I think when you have an established routine, especially a morning routine and especially a night routine, your day sandwiches together in a way that to me is really feel good.
Uh-huh.
For example, my morning routine is I wake up and I purposely wake up early because I don't like rushing in the morning. And, I'll wash my face, do my thing. And I always have to do deep breaths in the morning.
Mhm.
And actually, we had this conversation, I think, the last time I came over where you showed me your breathing exercises and you were telling me how important breathing exercises are to you.
Yeah.
And I realized I don't breathe enough throughout the day after we had that conversation because when I'm at work, I'm like holding my breath because I'm focusing so much on my job.
Uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
I recognized this and I thought, okay, I need to start breathing like a
Breathing.
normal human being. And so every morning I take 10 deep breaths and then I just go about my day. And every morning I have to sit down at the table and eat my breakfast without rushing because I
Mhm.
found that in the past I would just have a bowl of cereal and I just like rush out the door because I was just like whatever, it doesn't matter. But I need to sit down now. I need to sit down and have my breakfast. And that, like, those are things of the day that I look forward to. Like, when I wake
Mhm.
up, I'm like, I can't wait to sit down and have my scrambled eggs and my iced coffee. And those moments I feel as though make you present because you're
Mhm.
sitting there and you're doing something that you enjoy and you're taking time to
Yeah.
yourself instead of constantly trying to find the next thing that you
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
And then my night routine is very calm. I have to, wash my face, do my skincare routine, journal, and no screens before bed. And I think that when you have these set routines throughout your day, we're talking about self care,
Mhm.
but that in itself is you taking physically, literally taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think it's just something to look forward to, you know? And when you're a person living in your day-to-day life and going to work and, you know, taking care of your own personal problems, I think it's so important to have routines or little moments where you can really stop and think, I'm looking forward to this. Even if it's something as simple as washing your face at
Yeah.
night or
Yeah.
eating breakfast in the morning, you know? I
Mm-hmm.
think those they really tie the day together.
Very true.
Yeah.
I think now my morning routines are, it really depends on how I am feeling that day.
Mhm.
But I think most of the cold shower is like a must for me.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I was like you, I was like the hot shower girly, and I thought like I'd never
I
do cold
love a
shower.
hot
But
shower.
my friend, she said, try it, try how you feel. And then I started trying it. It like awakes you, and like you feel this sensations all over your body, because it's not a pleasant sensation, but
Mhm.
it like it really awakes you, like, and it like, I think, and it lasts throughout the day, and then
Oh,
I end my day with cold shower too.
really?
Yeah, cuz I really feel lighter, like
Yeah.
over, like all over my body. And as I'm like hitting 5 6, I start feeling my body getting a little heavier,
Mhm.
and then I know like it's time
It's
to
time for
take
another cold
cold shower.
shower.
Yeah.
What? That is so interesting.
Yeah, so my friend, so I'm like into cold exposures right now, and
Oh my gosh, wait,
yeah,
tell them about the guy that you've
yes,
been watching.
yeah. So I'm like right now, I'm like listening to a lot of Wim Hof, and I'm trying his breathing methods, and it's really effective, and it's like really working for me. I'm happy I came across it. I kind of knew of him like a while back, but I really didn't do a deep dive into like what his methods are actually. And I when I looked at it, I felt like, okay, that's crazy. Like he's doing ice plunge. Like he is like climbing Mount Everest in like
Mhm.
shorts, and
Oh
like,
my
yeah, he's
god.
like testing the boundaries of like cold exposure,
Yeah.
and he's all about it. Like like even he has like scientific research behind like his
Yeah.
immune system
Yeah.
being like super, I don't know, super great, and like he's him not getting sick any. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, like that has been my routine right now. And like I think spending time in nature is very,
So
yeah.
important. I think that's the thing that is important for everybody, you
Yeah.
know?
So yesterday I was at the beach with a friend.
Oh,
All like
I
pretty
love
much
that.
like I got there around, I think around 1, and we stayed until like 8 p.m. Like we literally watched the
Wow.
sunset, like, and it's like just like watching the water flow. Like I was just like we often forget, but we are nature. Like we
Yeah.
think like we have all of this control over our life, and but we are also like those water flowing.
Yes.
We are
There's
also
resemblance in
yeah,
everything.
it made me feel like, yeah, like it was just like I am also nature, and no matter how much I think I can control like everything, like if when nature takes its course, like it, like you
Things will
have
just
no,
unfold.
yeah, ex-
Exactly.
yeah, so it was like having no power, or like having like thinking in a way like I'm also nature, and like actually everything is just happening, and then I just need to flow like the waves, like
Wow.
like
That's
spending.
so good. I am just nature. That's my new catchphrase.
Yeah, I am nature, because we often forget that, because we have like the conscious that God has gifted us, and
Mhm,
like we, yeah, there are like things we can make change um compared to other beings,
mhm,
but we are also nature, and
mhm.
like it's just a special power that we have. But also like we tend to forget how great the nature is. Like I was listening to this interview of this girl, and she was saying like how, there is like the universe is so big, like there's like multiple Milky Way galaxies, and into the
Yeah.
Milky Way galaxy we are in, there's several solar system. In the solar
Yeah.
system there's like like 10 how many planets are there?
Nice.
9, but Pluto is none, so it's like Oh,
Guys,
okay.
we're
Sorry.
educated. I swear.
Yeah, so there are planets, and in that planet, like planet Earth, and within those Earth, there's like seven continents, and that the seven continents is like one country, United
Yeah.
States, that we are in, like within the United States. See how like small we are compared to the whole like nature. Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I don't know, like spending time in nature so much, it like gives you like these kind of thoughts, like yeah.
Yeah.
And I think nature time is really important, and I cannot miss journaling because journaling is everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
like sitting with your thoughts, really writing down. Yeah, I think those have been
Yeah.
my self-care routines
Yeah,
right now.
I think spending time in nature is one of the most important things that we can do as human beings because it just reminds you to take things slow. Like
Hmm.
we're recording this podcast right now and I can hear a bird outside and I'm just like, wow, this is great. You hear it too. Like,
Yeah.
moments like that where it really allows you to slow down. And I think there's so much that we can learn from nature as a whole.
Uh-huh.
Like that bird singing outside doesn't care about what's going to happen tomorrow. It's just there, it's just singing,
Hmm.
and I think that like a lot of times, at least in my experience, and I'm pretty sure in yours, we're so, as I mentioned before, we're so focused on what's going to happen next. Like, what does the future hold? Am I going to be successful? Like these are all
Yeah.
questions that we ask ourselves, and then we don't really sit down and think about, okay, where am I right now?
Mhm.
And I think it's something that I've realized a lot. Like everything, my life as it is now, there are parts of it where, years ago I was wishing for, and I was like, here I am manifesting parts of my life that I'm living in right now, and I'm not even great, like taking
Grateful,
moments to
yeah.
be grateful for it,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I think that spending time in nature, it's just peaceful. Your
Yeah.
mind sort of just, I don't want to say blanks, but it's a very monotonous, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just
Yeah.
nice. It's nice to spend time with trees, is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get at.
Trees, water,
Um,
sky.
yeah, and I think that, when you do establish these self care practices, whatever they are for you, it just, I think it just builds that self love and it builds that confidence within you. And
Mhm.
that's, you just have to, you have to step away from everything sometimes.
Yeah. Like I think cuz it has come to me recently, like this is like be really present with yourself, and this how are you feeling? How are you
Hmm.
feeling is like the question that I ask throughout my day, and what
That's
like
good.
according to that the answer of that, like what do I need at this time? Like do I need to sit, take some breath before, like sometimes like now I'm so conscious with how I'm feeling that okay, I went to this, in this writing group, and then I was like feeling a heavy like heavy feeling because I was like I think a bit nervous.
Hmm.
um and like what do I need to do? So I like started taking deep breath at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like things like that, like when you're like really present, like your body tells you a lot of things, it would come to you like what do I actually need.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like in today's world it's so easy to ignore
Mhm.
what's your body's calling, because it's like so easy to be distracted with your phone, and then or talking to somebody, or
Mhm.
like doing an activity. But I think the whole purpose is to make yourself feel better, so you can do those things that you want to do.
Mhm.
So like don't forget the essence of self-care is to just make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the most important thing. And like those questions will really help you like actually have a productive day, because you
Mhm.
yourself feel 100%, so of course whatever you
Yeah.
do is gonna be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's completely right. And you'd be surprised at how easily you can get burnt out from your day to day,
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
it's super important to take that time for yourself.
Yeah.
Should we do our top
Top
three?
threes.
Top three.
Three.
What's our top three today?
Our go-to self-care activities right now.
Oh my God. Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. Uh, wait, okay. Like I mentioned, cold shower. I cannot like stress enough on cold showers. And the Wim Hof breathing. To tell you guys a little bit, I guess I don't know about the breathing. It's just like deep breaths, but it gives you like a tingling sensation all over your body. I don't know what it's doing. Like there's like a science behind it, but it just makes me feel super awake and present. So it's helping me right now. So I'm like doing it.
Mm.
Nature time. That's like I like emphasize
Yes.
already, and journaling. I think those are like my,
Yeah.
yeah, like routines or activities that I am doing to make myself feel better right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. What about
Beautiful.
you?
I would definitely say breathing and yoga.
Uh-huh.
Just taking time to stretch. I honestly haven't tried this Wim Hof breathing.
Uh-huh.
I've just been doing deep breathing exercises,
Uh-huh.
but honestly, I'm gonna give it a try and see what the hype is about.
Yeah.
Other than that, journaling is definitely there, top of the list. And honestly, this is gonna sound so quirky, but talking to myself.
Ooh,
I
that is
think,
so important too. That
yeah,
is kind of like journaling, but
yeah, just talking to myself. Like sometimes I will literally just talk to myself, and it's verbal journaling to me.
uh-huh.
Um, and yeah, I do it very, very often. It's like a check-in where I'll just be like, minding my business, and I'll just be like, how am I feeling right now? And I'll just talk about it.
Uh-huh. Amazing.
Yeah.
I have a friend who sends like voice notes to herself.
Oh, I used to do that. I used to do that like a few years ago. It was interesting because then you would replay them and you'd be like, "Oh, that's how I felt at this moment in time." It's
Yeah.
yeah.
And she's so intentional. She would like do like, okay, when I'm feeling down, like I'm gonna listen this. So she would pre-record like things that she would.
Oh, like affirmations
I don't know
or
what it would be, but yeah, I guess like, oh, like I think you need to hear like voices of encouragement at that time when
mm,
you're like really down, and she would
yeah.
pre-prep like those voice record
Oh,
notes like
nice.
for herself when she's feeling down. Like it would be like, hey, be kind to yourself. You're doing really great. Da da
That's
da.
so
Like yeah.
great.
So I think
Oh,
that's so beautiful.
wow.
And what is your other? Was that three?
I think I did
That
3.
three.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I yeah.
Yay! So that was it on self care. I hope this was really like helpful for you guys, and drop in your self care
Self-care.
tips or like the
Yeah.
activities that you are doing, and we'll try. Like, I mean, if it resonates with us, we'll like definitely try. Yeah, I think that's all for
Yeah,
today.
hope you enjoyed listening
Yeah, don't
and
forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah,
yeah,
have an amazing day, you guys. Bye.
bye.